In this video, we're gonna create this dramatic golden hour portrait. I'm gonna show you how to balance flash with ambient light. We're gonna do it all in 4 simple steps. Let's get into it.
My name is Pi. I've been fortunate to create multiple successful companies in the photography space. I'm a photographer, but even more so, I would say I'm an educator and frameworks person. My specialty? Making complex subjects easy for you to master, right here on Adorama TV.
Hello, my friends. My name is Pi. Welcome to Adorama TV. Let's get straight into this. We're at this great location here in Dana Point. I'm gonna start with the camp framework. I'm gonna throw you guys straight in. We have 4 simple steps. I want you guys to start with composition first. Don't even touch your lights, don't do anything, just think composition. Now for this, nature's kind of given me this beautiful symmetrical shot right here, so I'm actually gonna play into it. I have here a Canon R5 with a 15 to 35 lens. I'm gonna shoot it wide, and I'm gonna start with kind of the composition that I wanna go for. So it's sort of a shot down here where we're gonna go straight from the center. I'm not worried too much about my ambient light setting. So right now I'm at 1/200, f2.8 and ISO 100. Right here. Now, I've been photographing my models for the last little bit. Their feet are worn out. So normally I'd place them into the shot and kind of work through the rest of it. But what we're gonna do is actually dial in everything, bring them in last. So let's go ahead and actually start dialing in the ambient light exposure. So we have our composition. Your ambient light exposure is where you're actually gonna set the intention for the shot. And all you have to remember is this. Before you even start working with flash, just decide what you want the background to look like. If we want it to be more dramatic, what I'm gonna do is expose it to be a bit darker. So I'm gonna raise my aperture to something like, say, f7.1 and shoot like right around here. Could be 5.6, 7.1, but we go for a more dramatic image. Now, when you shoot more dramatic, you need more flash power, right? Because they're gonna be darker. If I want something more natural, well, I'm gonna leave it kind of towards f2.8. I might even raise the ISO, and I'm gonna shoot somewhere right here where I really don't need much flash power at all because they're gonna be basically naturally lit, right? So more dramatic is a darker ambient exposure. More natural is a lighter ambient exposure. When you go dramatic, you need more flash power. Great, so we're gonna go dramatic because that's the goal. So I'm gonna set this to f5.6 and we're gonna go ISO 100. I noticed that at 1/200 of a second, we have most of our highlights, we have most of our shadows. I'm gonna give it a tiny bump, maybe go to 1/160th of a second and take a shot just to make sure I have enough detail in the shadows and in the highlights. And I think I can push it just a little bit more. So I might go to like f5 or f4.5 and just see if I can pick up a little more shadow detail without losing my color in the sky. And that's about right there. I wanna keep that color in the sky because I wanna really bring it out in post, right? So now I'm ready to go in terms of placing my subject. This is when I would usually place them. But to make their lives easy, let's go ahead and set up the lighting first. So I'm gonna be using the ProPhoto A2. Now this is a 100 watt second light. I also have the new remote, which actually shows absolute power now, which is fantastic. Again, I love ProPhoto stuff. Their gear is fantastic. You guys can use any gear that you like. So if this is out of the budget, pick anything. You just need kind of similar wattage, right? So you can choose whatever you want. This is the A2. Let's go ahead and make sure it's positioned right. Now what we're gonna do is, I do need them in position to kind of balance the light, but I'm also using the grid on here. So this is the click grid. It's just a magnetic grid that's gonna funnel the light towards my subject and not let it spill all over the scene. This is a great point to kind of bring my subjects out. So Tyson and Olivia, let's come on out. While they're navigating their way down, we'll link them up so you guys can follow them on IG. Check out their work. They're troopers. We're like 3 hours into this shoot. We had to hike to get here. It's been gnarly. So Olivia, you'll be on Tyson's left side. Okay. Tyson, you'll be on the right. Olivia, go to that flat rock right there. In fact, I'm gonna guide you over to it. It's gonna be this guy right here.
Oh my goodness.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't smack any ankles against those rocks. That would suck. For this, I actually want you guys to look towards me.
Towards you?
Yes. So what do? We did, step 1 was our composition. Step 2 is deciding the ambient light exposure, right? Now step 3 is to modify our light source because you'll notice that they're gonna be really dark. So if I don't, let's just take a shot. Okay, so right there, guys, I want you guys just to look into the camera. I basically just wanna see how dark your faces are so everybody can get an idea. If I don't light them now, they're completely silhouetted. And that's okay. If I wanna go for a silhouette shot, that's totally fine too. But in this case, I would like to light them. So what we're gonna do is, given their positions, I'm gonna do this. Hold hands, guys. Olivia, open up to me a little bit. There you go. And then what I'm gonna have you do is kind of just relax one toe over the other and kind of kick the hip to whatever direction is comfortable. That's great. Okay, look toward Tyson. That's it. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna light you guys from this side. And let's go ahead and position that. So I'm gonna light from right here. And I'm basically just gonna aim this right towards Olivia's face. Tyson's gonna actually look towards her, she's gonna look towards him. So basically she's gonna be the one that's primarily lit in the shot, okay? I'm gonna also boom this up. So that way the light is coming from a top-down angle. By the way, how crazy it is, or how crazy is it that our footprint on these shoes, I can't even talk right now. How crazy is it that our footprint is so tiny? This is so wild that I can do all this stuff by myself now. I'm just adjusting the angle, moving it up a little bit, right about there. If this ends up hitting some of the wall, I can actually just take a second shot without the light, and then we can combine them in post, do a simple composite. Okay, with that in place, it's currently set to 10 power. The nice thing about the new Profoto remote is I actually do see absolute power now, which is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot. Okay, and actually that's at 9 power, so that's 50 watt seconds, and that's just about right. And I love how the grid is also funneling light. So I'm gonna make a couple tiny adjustments. The first adjustment is to take my phone out so I don't sit on it and break it. And the second adjustment is this. Tyson, can you go a tiny bit to this side? And get the other foot kind of stable, your right foot, there you go. That work?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's, Olivia, that's perfect. Just give me a little more hip, kind of turn toward me a little bit. Back this way, right there, right there. Now, kick the hip, you're perfect, just like that, holding the dress, I love it. Look towards Tyson, Tyson look towards Olivia. And now we're basically ready for step 4. We've posed them, we're ready to photograph here. Now the goal here with that light is you want them to be brighter than the background. If the light, this is one of the biggest mistakes that we make, is that when we add the light, it's kind of the same brightness as the background. They kind of fall in. In fact, I can kind of show you what that would look like, just as a quick tip, because this is a common mistake. So look at each other one more time, guys. I want you guys to avoid this, where we've got it almost dialed in, they're looking at each other, and we get this, where we look at it and we go, man, it's so close, but they're just a bit too dark. So when you compare this, we're about 1 stop to 1.5 stops off. We need them to be a little bit brighter in the background so that our eyes are naturally drawn towards them. But I love this. I love what we created, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take a few more shots. That's it. That's balancing flash with ambient light for dramatic effect. Remember, once you get to the scene, figure out what you want to shoot first. Dial in the ambient light, the intention. The intention, if you want it to be more dramatic, you need the ambient light darker and more flash power. If you want it to be more natural, brighter, and less flash power. From there, just add your light, modify, and then photograph your shot. That's it for us. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna link up all the gear that we use in the description of the video. We'll also link up Tyson and Olivia. You guys can find me at PieJersa, and of course, as always, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below so I know what you guys think. That way, you know, well, I can learn from whatever you guys see and want to learn about, and Adorama also knows that I'm doing a good job. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.